going to get started. We got T squared. We got our Igor flip, I'm going to call it, on here. So we're going to start off with you guys. I want to welcome you to the chat. You guys have gotten paid out recently with us. So maybe one of you talk about your experience kind of with TFT, how long you guys have been with us. And if you want to talk about your payout at all. So welcome to the chat, guys.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on? What's your name?
Igor.
What's up, Igor? Where are you chatting in from?
I'm from Portugal at the moment.
Nice. Where are you originally from?
Oh, well, I'm from Portugal, but I moved into the UK, then I recently moved back home, so yeah.
So tell me, when did you start trading with us?
I can't remember exactly. I believe I failed the first challenge, so it must have been a while. Let's just log into the account. This is my orders. It's been a while now. So the first one was in May. I've done a challenge in May, which I believe I failed. Then I attempted another one in end of May, and then a couple of them, one in June and one in July. So I've been with you guys, within the community since May.
Since May, okay. So it's been a little while, about 3 or 4 months that you've been inside the community. And you said you have failed a couple challenges, and now you got to the point where you passed and you got a payout.
Yeah. So I'm funded with another prop firms. Since a year ago, I believe. When I did fail these challenges, I was in a rough place mentally, especially. So my strategy hasn't changed that much since a couple of years back. My mental state was a little off. So yeah, I overtraded. I did stupid things, basically.
Well, so obviously the mental game, you understand is extremely important. You said you were over trading. What are some other kind of psychological things that were messing you up with trading?
It was basically personal stuff. So my family was going through a lot. We suffered a loss recently, or at that time, basically. And yeah, I wasn't really in the right place for trading and for anything, to be honest. So yeah, that was basically it. But yeah, once I got back, from it, then yeah, a game again and just did it.
Yeah, so obviously, sorry to hear about the loss. It's very unfortunate. And I've heard a lot of people touch on how these types of events really affect the psychology, when they're trading. So considering that these things are inevitably going to happen, in life, there's going to be these events that occur in your personal life. How do you kind of handle those things, besides stepping away? What's your process when one of these things personally kind of happen?
Yeah, so recently we've gone through, a couple of weeks ago, we've gone through a rough period again. I just stay away from the computer, I just stay away from charts. It's just the way I can handle it. So I don't even look at the charts. I'll be probably looking in about a week or so when I feel like it. But for the moment, I don't feel like trading because I know if I do trade, I'll make mistakes. So there is no point. I'm currently funding with you guys for about 400k and doing a verification for the another 200. So for the max allocation, it will be very stupid for me to trade when I have plenty of time to do it in the future, and there's no point in blowing accounts. Just take it slow. The money that you get with fund accounts, it's so beneficial that makes no sense to blow up an account. Just trade it slowly. And
yeah, so maybe give us a little bit of more background. It sounds like you're a full-time trader, right?
I am now, yeah. I moved into full-time at the beginning of the year, more or less. I did software programming before. And yeah, moved back. Took the decision to do full-time trading since January or February this year.
What do you think's been? Obviously, there's probably a few different things, but what's been the number one thing to get you to be a full-time trader? Tell us a little bit about your trading journey in the beginning.
Yeah, so I started trading in 2017, 2018, I believe. I started with signal providers, so those Instagram guys basically blown up 2-3 accounts. They were small accounts, like 250 euros, 300 euros, something like that. But I still did it. I still love it. Then I decided, well, it's time to learn it. When I thought that I was ready for it. I was not. I was really not, because it's different. Like even if you do a demo, it's totally different from live trading. Because if you do a trading demo, there is no feelings. There is it's not your money, so you don't really care about it. If you take a loss in a live account, it's different. It's gonna hit you. It will hurt. You'll try to get that money back. You'll revenge trade. You'll overtrade. You won't follow your system. So you'll just make so many mistakes. Will eventually blow up your account. But I think it's part of the process. I've taken some time recently to teach some of my friends trading, the ones that really wanted. They still did it. Like, even though I told them, like, don't do these, it's inevitably, because once it's your money that it's on the line, and once you lose part of it, even though it's not much, we were talking about like 2% or something like that, it will still revenge trade, because it's nature. You're gambling nature, just what it is. From a couple of years ago, I started looking into prop firms. Yeah, I failed a couple of challenges. Maybe I thought 10% was a lot. Because I was trying to achieve it with 0.5% per trade. Once I did it with 1 to 1.5, it was achievable. Maybe not at the first time. Some of the challenge I did, I had to retry them. I was in profit, so there were free retries. I'm currently funded with over $1 million with 3 prop firms. One of them is obviously you guys. And yeah, that has been the journey. Since a year ago, I've been making consistent withdrawals, like 5% a month, between 5 and 10% a month, which is what I need really.
So you said you have prop firm accounts with multiple companies. How do you manage making consistent profits with all of these? Like, there's definitely a huge psychological play here, obstacle, and keeping all of them. How do you kind of manage all of that?
So I do use a copy trader. So I use social trader tools. I did set up to copy from one prop firm to another. Initially, I tried to copy from one prop firm to yours, but I cannot do that. So I changed it up. So yeah. So your prop firm is now the master account basically, and I'm copying it into the other prop firms, which is simple to set up. There's a lot of videos on YouTube on how to do it. It's really simple to use. I just have it open up at all times. Sometimes it doesn't open a trade in all my accounts, so I need to check that. Once I receive an email saying that the order was not open for some reason, sleep at G2s or something like that, I just need to go there and open the trade manually. But apart from that, it's normally okay to manage.
So considering you're full-time, you're managing over $1 million with these prop firm accounts online, what do you tell people when they ask you what you do for a living?
I try to explain, but it's kind of hard, because once you tell people that you trade, they instantly go to crypto.
Yeah.
I do not touch crypto. I do buy some crypto. It's more like investing, because trading from A to Z trading. If you look at my trades, they're all done within a few hours, within a day or so. But like crypto-wise, I don't touch it, and it's very hard for people to understand that you trade the fluctuations between currencies. They just don't get it. So yeah, I just get bored, and yeah, I tell them to forget.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to explain this to people. I mean, you can only imagine when people ask what business I run, and I'm just like, we don't have the time to get into it. So I definitely
tell them that, like, how do you explain to someone that you are trading with capital that is not yours? Always in the right state of mind to borrow capital to someone for them to gamble in the other person's perspective, because they have no clue what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think the more conversations that I have about it, the more I realize how high of a risk this situation is. I mean, on our side, but on the trader side, I mean, you're trading CFDs. It's just not in the nature of the average person to go down this route of trying to make money, this way. So it's really a testament to everybody that's in here. Everyone in here is certainly some people who have a lot of self-belief and are really trying to make something happen that a lot of people don't think can happen at the end of the day. So you got to have a lot of will, a lot of persistence, a lot of strength for you to keep kind of keep pushing.
I think the only way that people understand is when they show you the numbers. So if you show them the numbers, they'll start thinking differently regarding trading. They will then think that it's too easy because you show them the numbers. And when you're funded with over $1 million, making 5 to 10% a month, you do the math, right? So it's quite big money. We're talking about Portugal, so minimum wage is about 700 and something euros. So it's a lot of money. And when we tell them about the numbers, first they don't believe it, and then when they see them, they want to get into it, but they want to rush it. They want to make money fast. If they do get into trading, they'll just blow accounts.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely something to be said about the numbers that could be made, especially in your situation with $1 million plus account. I mean, you're talking, you make an 8%, 10%, you're talking 100K in a month, right? So those numbers to some people are ultimately scary. I mean, it really just comes down to what do you believe you can do? If you don't believe you can do 50K a month, I mean, you're just certainly never going to do 50K a month. There's people out here that their goal is to make 500K a month, 700K a month, $1 million a month, right? So it's really a matter of perspective. I think it's just quite difficult sometimes to communicate to people who aren't in the same, industry and just don't understand the potential of a certain situation.
I've seen crazy results in a month. The thing is, the people that show me those crazy results can show me proof of them making those results over and over again. And I can show them proof of me doing the same results over and over again. So I prefer to go the safe route. It's just about that, but it's definitely doable, like 500K in a month or so. Just depends on how much capital you're funded with. But it's just, how long do you want to be in the game? That's the ultimate question, I think.
Would you say like a lot of your results that show proof of the skill you have is through prop firm trading?
Yeah, definitely. So the way I think is I can pay, I don't know, about 2K for 400K account, right?
Yeah.
Yes, 2K for 400K account. Even though it's not 400K, because people need to understand that you don't have 400K to trade. You have about 40K or 48K to trade in reality.
Mm-hmm.
But even though it's totally worth it, if you think you can pass the challenge, it's totally worth it because you're paying 2K to have 48K drawdown. So if you think you can do the challenge, I see no reason to trade your own money. I won't risk like almost 50K of my own money.
No.
When can I pay 2K to trade prop firms' money? And I don't want to blow any prop firms' money because prop firms give me a lot of money. But if I take a loss on my own money, it will hurt much more than if I take a loss on a prop firm account. Plus, the withdrawals I take from prop firms, I invest them into business, I invested into properties, I invested in crypto, I invested in stuff, basically. So I use prop firms' money to trade and then my own money to invest. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I want to actually comment on, you had said if you pay 2K, you technically get 40K in drawdown or 48K in drawdown. There's a video that I'm dropping tomorrow on YouTube that is in response to a lot of people that are talking about our prop firms a scam, this and that. And I want you all to watch that video, not just because we're dropping it and like we want people to watch it. Just literally watch the video because there is very valuable comments in there about us in general, how we run the business. And really at the end of the day, if you had a 100K account and you wanted to make the argument that prop firms are only the drawdown, so you get technically like 20K, because that's how much you'd have to put up in an unregulated broker with max leverage to, in a way, mimic the trades, the buying power that you're getting with a prop firm. Just think through all the differences. I'm going to walk all of us through that. So you'd have to put up potentially 20 or 30K to mimic a 100K account. You'd have to put that in an unregulated broker. That would be 20, 30K of your own money. And you'd have to put that at max leverage in that unregulated broker, which we all know those brokers, You got to do it in crypto. There's no way to dispute your payments like a prop firm. So that money can be taken at any time. Yeah, we trust a lot of these unregulated brokers, but at the end of the day, they could do whatever they want with your money, which people need to really think about, especially once you start depositing more than like 5K. I mean, if you're depositing 50K in an unregulated broker and then you expect to make a couple 100K, it's a mission to get that money out. I've experienced it myself, and I know a bunch of other people that have. Yeah, and then in order to mimic the 100K account, you would have to technically take 10% per trade, right? If you're risking 1% on that 100K account, you'd have to take 10% per trade to mimic it on that other account. And then, like you were saying, Igor, if you end up failing or blowing your account, your personal account, because you have to risk a high amount per trade to mimic the buying power, ultimately you're going to be in a situation psychologically that is not a situation you want to be in. You blew your own money, right? Like, it's not the prop firm's money. It's not the prop firm's drawdown. You didn't just fail, and lose 2K and go, outside and whatever, recuperate. You lost 20 to 30K. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the prop firm some people aren't sleeping on it, but some people are, and they're talking about it, and it really doesn't make any sense. Prop firm, go ahead.
On YouTube that makes no sense. Guys, again, you're risking 2K for 400K account. The ultimate is 48,000 in drawdown. The money that you can do with it is just ridiculous, okay? It's just outrageous to think about it. Even if you fail a challenge, okay, you lost a couple grand. As Angelo was saying, to mimic that in a V-broker, basically, you will need 30,000 to 50,000, okay? Think of losing a couple grand or thinking about 50,000. Makes no sense. Like, it's just, in my opinion, it makes no sense. I'm funded with 3 pro firms. All of them have paid me. All of them pay me well. Some of them take a little more time to pay than others, but ultimately they pay anyway. I've had no issues with prop firms. Well, take care in which prop firm you choose to go with, obviously. Do your own research. But for me, it's a no-brainer to trade prop firms' money. The amount of good that it does to... I see no downsides, to be honest. Okay, you need to pass a challenge. You may fail a few challenges. Once you pass one challenge, you're good to go. You have no objectives.
We've had some mad people too who have taken, I would not advise to do this, but they've taken a lot of challenges. Like, I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars in challenges. And then eventually they've gotten massive payouts. And it's almost like you pay 20K and then get paid out 100K. It's like a 4-to-1 risk reward. Like, it's crazy, man. So there's strategies that people do now with prop firms. And we know there's strategies that people do that aren't that advisable, when it comes to all the prop firms that are out there, but there's a way to make it work. And like you were saying, Igor, like, the opportunity, I don't have to be the only one to say this. Like, the opportunity is really good. It really is. If you can trade, I mean, what would you say, Igor, for the people who can't pass challenges and just simply don't have an edge in the market? What would you tell those people?
I do trade with ICT concepts. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it or not. But check him out on YouTube. You might like it, you might not. To be honest, I don't really care. I don't like it. I don't like him a lot. His personality, it does work once you get your mind around it. And if you put the hours in it, and if you put some homework, if you do demo trade, just test these concepts. I'm pretty sure they work. I've been trading for I don't know how many years now with this concept, and I've been making consistent profits. I'm pretty sure they work. But especially, you gotta be in a good place mentally. Like, the psychological side on trading is so big. It doesn't matter if you have an edge on the market strategy-wise, if your psychology is not up to it. Because even if you have an edge, if for some reason you wake up one day mad for some reason, you can easily blow an account. Easily. Like, it's 5% a day. If you trade with 1%, okay, you lost 1%. Let's get that back. Let's trade with 2%. Okay, 3% gone. I lost 3%. Let's do this 2%. This one will work. Well, 5% done. Your account is done.
Yeah. What do you risk per trade?
Well, in this bigger accounts, I'm risking 0.5. Accounts lower than 100K, I'm risking 1%. Challenge is I'm risking 1 to 1.5 max in challenge, and then once I get the funded accounts is 1% max, couple percent a day max, and that's it. If I lose a couple percent in a day, I lose a couple percent in a day. Doesn't matter. I'll get back tomorrow. I'll make it back. If I don't, then I'll get it back the next day or whatever when the setup is there.
Yeah, so I want to comment on that because one of the books that I read early on in trading that really just educated me as to how to actually approach the markets was Market Wizards. And in that book, I mean, they're just talking about huge traders who are trading with funds and the way that they're managing these funds because they have like enormous amounts of capital. And they just talk about risking like very small percentages of that large amount of capital. And then since they have, all this capital, they make, 1%, all of a sudden they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? And for me, that really flipped the script because I was like, oh my God, I'm following these people on Instagram that are telling me to flip accounts, take $500 to a couple $1,000. And if you blow it, then, and you can't take it, then you're just like a pussy or something. And I'm like, this is just not the way to think about trading, and then that's when I realized I'm like, I need to start risking less when I'm in trades. I'm not sweating bullets and getting all stressed out and stuff like that. And so then that really changed the game for me because I was starting to risk 0.5% per trade, 1% per trade. And the stats are really out there. I mean, my Forex funds put stats out there. They say that people who risk more than 3% in one day, they're blowing their accounts, on average, like over 90% or something. And the stats are the same for us. I mean, people that are risking more than 3%, who are over leveraging their account, they're blowing their account. I mean, even the people who make a ton of money, you see on the leaderboard sometimes someone's up 100K and then all of a sudden they like lost the account because they're just consistently over leveraging. So I can't stress that enough to like anybody that is in here that's trading challenges, trading in general. You really should be risking a low percentage per trade. It's going to help you psychologically. At the end of the day, if you don't have a strategy, an edge to go by, you're not going to make money whether you're risking 2% or 1% or 0.5%. So you just kind of got to humble yourself, and you're hearing it from Igor. I mean, you're literally managing more than, bunch of challenges, bunch of funded accounts, over $1 million in prop firm funding, and your risk, you said it, 0.5, 1% per trade.
Couple trades a day, so my risk per day is capped at 2% basically. That's enough, guys. If you lose two trades in a row, I just trade Euro USD to Pound USD. Those are the two pairs that I normally trade. I started trading indices, but then TFT has this restriction on indices, so a 5 max lot. So 5 lots in 400k account is nothing basically. So yeah, I cannot trade indices on TFT, but that's my strategy. So I stick with USD or pounds over a couple trades. If I lose a couple trades in a day, then I'm not in sync with the market. Makes no sense to keep trading it. I'm obviously in the wrong direction, because if I was in the right direction, it wouldn't have happened. Okay, you might lose trades, you may get stopped out for some reason, or I don't know. Sometimes just because of the spread. The spreads in TFT are really good, to be honest. But in some other platforms, sometimes I get stopped out because of the spreads, and it's fine. Even if the trade goes my way, it was my fault because I should have accounted for it. And if I do lose a couple of trades because of it or because of any other reason, just stop it. Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow is another day. Next week is another week. Next month is another month. It just depends on how long they want to be in the game. I want to be in the game for a very long time because it gives me a lot of money. So it makes no sense to leave it right now or anytime soon in my plans. So just don't risk it all in the same day. Makes no sense.
I kind of do like what you said though about if you basically aren't in sync with the markets, why try to force it? And it's kind of like the opposite too. If you are in sync with the markets, how do you know when to stop? Do you stop? Like if you're in sync, do you stop until you lose? Like how do you go?
Like you mean in a day?
Yeah, like in a day, if you're running and you're in sync and you're getting some wins, like how do you know when to stop?
If I get a win in the morning, so I trade London session and New York session. If I get a win in the morning, I may or may not open the trade in New York, depending if the setup is there. But even if I do in the morning, I'll probably lower my risk in New York. So I don't want to give back my profits. So if I do, let's say, I normally tend to go for 3 hour trades. So 0.5, 3 hour, we were talking about 1.5 percent of the account TP. If I do that in London session, I'll risk another zero point 0.5 in New York session, and that's it. Lose or win it. If I do lose, I'll get 1% in a day. If I do win it, I get like 3% in a day. So yeah, but it's couple trades max per day. Even if I'm in sync with the market.
You recently got a payout of like over 5 digits, right? So you got like a multiple 5 digit payout. What do you do when you get paid out? You said you have some other investments that you work with. What do you do with your
Yeah,
payouts?
first thing I did, I'm growing my perfume collection. So first thing I did, I bought I don't know, 10 different perfumes. Um, that's what the first thing I did. I have my office. I have my, I have my office fully equipped right now. So I have a triple screen monitor. I have a MacBook. I have a Formula One simulator in the office. So I have an iPad. I have an iPhone. I have Apple Watch. I have AirPods.
Damn, it sounds like you got a wicked setup.
Yeah, so I don't buy much technology nowadays because I've got all that I need. I could buy more stuff, but I don't really need it, so I'm not spending that money. But yeah, I'm growing my perfume collection, so I bought 10 different perfumes. I spent like 500 euros in perfumes. It's just stupid. Don't do that. It's crazy. And then I put 20% for general stuff. I don't know. I'm currently taking my boat license. I'll eventually buy a boat. I'll eventually buy a jet ski. After that, I'll probably do my pilot license as well, and eventually buy a small plane just for fun. And
That's funny.
and yeah, the rest goes into investing. The rest goes into properties. The rest goes into vacations. The rest goes into yeah. I'll just try to. I'll buy a food trailer next month. I'll open a business for my mum. She wants a food trailer. I said I'll buy it. So yeah, next month I'll do it.
That's amazing. I mean, it sounds like you definitely have a strategy when it comes to investing, but also you're enjoying the payouts that you're getting as well, which is really the point of all of this is to enjoy it.
Yeah. So the way I look at it is, I don't have this money in when I was growing up. This is really a lot of money, guys. Like it's just too much money. So I don't think it can. You gotta enjoy life as well. I want to travel around the world. I want to meet different people. I want to know different culture. Try a lot of different foods. See the weather in different places. See the views in I don't know many countries. I want to enjoy life. But at the same time, I have the mindset that I want more money. I need more money to accomplish what I want to do in my life. And in order to get that money, so trading is going very well right now, as you guys can see. But I don't know in 5 years' time. I don't know in 10 years' time. I need to have other sources of income, and these other business I'm thinking of opening and that are already open, and properties and stuff is what I look as passive income. Even if trading, even if I have a bad week, bad month, whatever, I can rely on these other sorts of income, surviving and even for some profit. So for, keep for going on with my life. You need to enjoy life, but in my opinion, you also need to think about the future.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 24.
24. Oh yeah, so you're young.
Yeah.
And then you started trading, you said in what, 2017, you said?
Yeah, 2017, 2018.
Oh, yeah, so you're kind of the age of when a lot of people start, 18, 19, 20, but you've now got to a point where you legitimately have made money, you made progress, you have results. And going back to what you said before, a lot of people are on the internet flexing these profits that are not real. They simply aren't real. They don't exist. I want people to know that they don't exist. And then there's people like you, I don't know if you necessarily have like an Instagram or anything like that. Do you have any social media?
I do have social media, but like not trading related. I'm thinking of it, but at the same time, I think the industry is so rigged in social media because of these guru guys, the just taking picture in private jets, or maybe they are even on the ground. They're not even flying. They're just taking pictures, or they're taking videos in friends' cars or whatever. So it's very hard because I would really like to try to help people in trading, but at the same time, I think the industry in social media is so bad. It's so flashy. It's so not trading, guys. It's trading is very boring. For me, trading is so boring. I see the screen at the screen between London session and the end of London close. So it's a normal job. It's an 8 hour job. Okay, yes, I do go for gym session. I do go for a run. I do go for coffee. I do not have a schedule if I do not want to have a schedule. Apart from that, it's very lonely. It's a job.
Yeah, it's definitely, I like that you're telling people that, because the reality of trading, if you want to be really good and you want to make a lot of money, is it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time, a lot of work, not only just trading, in general, but testing, working on the mental, all these things. It's a full-time gig. I mean, granted, you have no boss. You don't have to answer to anybody. You create your own schedule around the markets, obviously, one of the biggest perks. But people got to understand, like, this is not an easy skill. This is not an easy thing. This is something you got to pay attention to. These people on Instagram that are never in front of a computer and that show you they make, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, we gotta get real about what's going on here. Like, it's a serious epidemic going on.
It can be like that. So I was on a cruise 3 weeks ago. I did a cruise from Lisbon to the UK. It was my first cruise. I paid for internet and I did trade on the cruise just for fun. So yes, you can trade from the beach, you can trade from the cruise, you can trade wherever you have internet too. It's not the same thing, guys. Believe me, it's not. I have a triple monitor setup. When I was on the cruise, I had my MacBook and my phone. The internet sucked. It's just not it. Yes, I placed a trade. Yes, actually, that trade went very well. I made some good money on it.
Oh my
God.
God.
It's just not the reality of trading. It's just not your everyday. You can do that eventually, in my opinion.
What I will say, I'm gonna interject here, Igor. My opinion is, if you're on vacation, be on vacation.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, enjoy it. Forget about trading. Come next week whenever you're back from holidays. That's also my opinion. But it was the first time I did it. On a cruise, it was my first cruise, as I told you. But it was great fun. With friends, I had a setup. I trade with other friend. He wasn't on a cruise. He was back in Portugal. And he shared the setup with me, and it was like, yeah, I like the setup. Let me into the trade. I did into the trade. Trade went to TP, but it was great fun to trade on cruise.
You were probably so pumped.
Yeah, so I was very drunk. But it was great fun, guys. Don't do that, but it's great fun.
I remember like 2 years ago, about me and Nick were, at the time, we didn't have like a problem or anything. We were taking challenges for people, and I had 21 challenges linked up to my account, and I was on vacation actually with my parents, and I hit a trade and won all the challenges. And I was so pumped because I was like on vacation, you know what I mean? And I was like, this is unbelievable. It does hit different when you're on vacation. Like you said, you got your setup at home. That's where the headquarters is. My thing is, when you're on vacation, enjoy vacation. Trading is meant to be done, in where your setup is. Maybe it is your laptop. Maybe you try to keep everything just to your laptop, and that's the lifestyle that you kind of live. But I would say more people than not that I've talked to who are really successful, they have their kind of home base, they got their routines and stuff like that, and they really treat it like a job, more like a business, I would say, than a job.
It's a business. It's a job, in my opinion, is where you have a schedule to do some kind of work to do. This is a business. So if you put up the hours, you'll probably see the results. If you don't, then you just won't. Because if you think that you can wake up at, I don't know, 12 o'clock London time, so in just before New York session, without having a look at wherever pairs you guys trade, wherever instruments you guys trade, and place a trade, that's a 50-50. That's not having an edge on the market. If you do want to have an edge on the market, you got to put the hours, you got to have a system, you got to follow that system, you got to have a good risk management. Your psychology has to be in place, in the right place. Put the hours, treat it as a business, collect the profits. That's it.
So last question I have for you before we're gonna hop over to Steven. He's gonna come on here. What is kind of your largest goal with trading in general, and do you think you can achieve it, with the prop firms?
Yeah, I think it's achievable with the prop firms. I'm currently on the process of buying my own house. So, well, when I say my own house, it's not really Ambo, it's very big. But that's the ultimate goal. It's to spend about $500,000 to $750,000 in a house. My car is paid for. Then I'll have a boat and a plane to buy, and then I'll just probably travel the world. That's it. That's
Oh man, it's amazing to hear like that perspective, and obviously you're talking with a lot of conviction because ultimately that what you're doing has an edge and is a strategy that you can continue to use to bring this stuff in. And I just it's great to connect with you, Igor, and all the way over in Portugal. I feel like seeing people that are winning in this Discord, at the highest level, I mean, you're crushing it, is just an amazing thing for me to get connected to, and it motivates me. I mean, I'm inspired, by your success, and I just thanks for hopping on. Obviously, like I said in the email, I'm going to send you a little package of some TFT gear for you. But yeah, I appreciate you hopping on, Igor.
I'll share some pics with the TFT gear for sure. Let me thank you. Thank you very much for the work you've been putting into TFT. I've been with you guys since May, as I said in the beginning, but the evolution is notorious. So we can see big improvements. The community is great. This is a great community, guys. It's just amazing to be here, to be a part of it, and to profit with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, the skill that you have is why you deserve the money you're receiving. There's definitely no luck involved. You're showcasing at the end of the day what you know and what you've learned. And for anyone that wants to connect with you, you said you had social media. If you feel free to share Instagram or share any way people can get connected with you.
Guys, if you want to find me, that's the same name everywhere. The name on Discord, just you'll find it everywhere. Connect. Hit me up. I'll try to help you in any ways I can. Yeah, it's been a great pleasure to know some of you guys. Yeah, feel free to reach. I'll try to answer all the messages. I have a few already to answer. So.
Yeah, I bet you're gonna have some messages. Cool, Igor. Thanks again. Really appreciate you coming on here. Obviously, stay consistent, stay at it, keep working hard, and look forward to you having more success, with TFT and the other prop firms out there.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
All right, so we've got Steven Brown. We're going to bring you on. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. So, Steven, let us know that you're all here.
Hey, Angelo, how are you? Hello, traders. How are you guys doing?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Good, thanks. I'll be okay. Good to be here.
Yeah, so tell me, to get started with everything, I wanna just continue to reiterate to everybody here, the people that are on have recently gotten payouts with TFT. They're currently funded traders or been funded traders. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop in general. We are going to do a giveaway at some point in the AMA, so just stay in here. I'm going to pick somebody in the audience that's just going to win, flat out. So to get started, Steven, what was kind of your initial, going back all the way to when you found prop firms, what was kind of your initial reaction when you found out what a profit was?
My initial reaction was like, is this thing gonna be possible? Because I know I've been the trading journey for a couple of years since 2016, 17. So I've been always looking for this way to have more capital to scale up my trading because where I came from, financial issue, back in Africa, things quite a little bit difficult. So when I was there before, I was looking for a way to like have this bigger trading account side. So I was just trying to get in so many means. So my reaction to Prop Farm was like, which one gonna be real, which one I'm gonna deal with, even though I've been with different Prop Farm, but TFT have been my number one so far. And I've just decided to dedicate all my time to TFT. So I've been putting the work, putting the effort, everything.
So obviously appreciate, your support and your sentiments towards TFT. What's kind of the thing that stands out with TFT and the reason that you're with us?
What TFT offers compared to different prop firm, especially the daily drawdown, the overall drawdown, I keep up saying this, it's one of the best. You cannot find it out there. They give you room to try to stay in the game if you are in the drawdown. So yeah, this is concern of the things I consider more about joining TFT.
So which challenge is your favorite? I'm guessing what it is, but which one is your favorite?
Favorite gonna be the standard challenge. Yeah.
That's funny. So you've recently gotten some payouts, a little bit different than Igor. You've actually been steady getting these like $500, $1,000, a few $1,000 payments. How have you been able to be this consistent with the withdrawals, and like what's kind of your strategy behind this?
So what I do, I just try to keep it simple. In my foreign account, I treat it, like a sport. I always try to protect my kingdom. So what I always do is that I give myself a target. Like every 2 weeks, I'm going to make 1 or 2%. I don't want to set unrealistic goals, which I'm going to lose the account at the end of the day. So I try to keep it simple in my foreign account. So I will say, okay, for this week, every 2 weeks, I'm going to make 1%, 2%. So this is how you see these steady returns are becoming for over 3 months quickly.
This strategy that you have with trading, when did you get started with trading, and how has your strategy changed since you got started?
Yeah, to be honest, when I get started, just like every other trader out there, it's a big mess. Blowing up of accounts, like it's a difficult journey. So I try to figure out things on my own, try to make research, try to fix the missing puzzle. So when I get what start working for me, trading is consistency. You need to look at what is working for you, what is not working. So I figured out that, okay, since this is what I'm using for a couple of years, I understand it, have mastered it. I'm a price action trader. I don't try to complicate things. So I've been using it for over 2 years plus now, since I know it started working. So I just try to maintain it. I try to stay loyal to my strategy. I don't want to change and complicate anything.
And what strategy do you trade? Like what pairs do you trade? What sessions?
Yeah, so I mostly trade the Asia and the London session, sometimes a little bit of New York. I'm in the time zone whereby I'll be in the Asia session. I stay in Cyprus. We're like three hours ahead of GMT time. So in US at least we're about 7 hours. As I'm talking to you, it's 4:37 a.m. here. So I just try to make it possible to be with you.
And where did you say you lived again?
I live in Cyprus. I'm from Sierra Leone, but I stay in Cyprus.
Oh, okay. So you're currently in. So what time is it right now for you? Pretty late?
Yeah, it's 4:38 a.m.
I was gonna say, because we work with some people in Cyprus and their time zone's definitely opposite hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, with TFT, thus far you've been with us for a little while now. How did you originally find TFT?
Yeah, I find TFT through Blake. Yeah, what I do, I go to YouTube because Blake is always my source. I always try to investigate which program is the best.
Right.
So, when I discovered TFT through Blake, he was like, they're going to start a program and you're going to be part of it. I was like, okay, cool. So I give it a try. So this is how I find out about TFT from a YouTube channel, and then I just buy the challenge. And I'm also planning to get more challenges, because I want to try to get more account, because my next goal is try to scale up my current foreign account I have, which I'm maintaining, and then try to get more foreign account also TFT.
So for people out there that are trading challenges and really struggling, what is kind of your advice to them?
Yeah, my advice to people that are struggling with the challenge, please try to keep it simple. Don't set unrealistic goals. Try to trade with a smaller size. Because if you try to trade a bigger lot size, I see people trading 20, 50 lot size, 60 lot size. I'm not saying it's bad, but these are accounts, these are lot size you're gonna trade, you're gonna lose your account in a day. So you try to keep it simple, trade small, and stay in the game for a long time. That's my advice to people that is trying to get funnel and be consistent in what you're doing. Stay loyal with your strategy. Try to look for what is working for you. Don't be changing, hopping from one system to another. So just try to keep it really simple and then trust the result will follow.
Yeah, no, it's really comes down to, like you said, simplicity is the key. Trying to set these unrealistic expectations or try to accomplish something in a short amount of time really puts a lot of pressure on yourself, and ultimately that pressure is what causes you to make, rational decisions and end up failing the challenges or failing the funded account. I want to ask you, like, when you actually do make a mistake, because obviously, everyone does make a mistake. How do you kind of bounce back from that situation where maybe you made an error that you didn't mean to do?
Yeah, I think a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago in my fellow account, I made a serious mistake that take me, I think, about 4 or 5% drawdown. So I have to take a break. I have to take a break off just in a day. So what I normally do is that when I made a mistake, I'll open up the chat for like 1 or 2 days, and then I come back. So I will take a screenshot of the mistake I do. I see that and analyze it to see what went wrong. Because when I take a losing trade, I'm more concerned in losing trade than even a winning trade, because I want to know why. Why did I take the loss of this trade? So I will see that, analyze it, and then when I see the mistakes, I will make sure it doesn't happen again. It doesn't repeat itself again. So I take a break off, go and pull my hair off. Maybe I go to the beach, go and swim, come back because I'm a full-time trader. I don't have any other thing I'm doing. Then I come back, and then I come and evaluate myself. So the reason I take to recover and then to stay back in the game.
Yeah, solid points. Solid points made. Anyone out there listening, that's hit a maybe today you had a bad trade and maybe you made a mistake, or maybe you used a lot size calculator and calculated your position size wrong and ended up losing more than you thought on one position. And we know we're all out there and everyone's been in that position. Maybe if that's something, if that's you, hear out Steven, take some time off, right? Take time to not only think about the mistake that you made, but more so just disconnect. Give yourself the space to kind of work through that and come back with a fresh set of eyes, because trading, and the more you try to force things, and Igor said it last, when you're trading and it's not going in your direction, there's no reason to force. There's no reason to keep going against the resistance. Ultimately take the time off that you need and come back fresh so you can actually, make stuff happen. Let's see. So how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 25. I think I'm going to be 26 this October. Next month, October is my birthday. So just a young guy.
Well, man, it's amazing that you've obviously been able to find some success, with this skill at your age. I think, a lot of people in here can relate, because not everyone, but a lot of people are around the same, age range when it comes to trading. When did you kind of get started with trading?
Kind of guess that around 2016, 2017. Yeah, around that year. But, the past 2-3 years was really difficult, to be honest. Just like any other trader out there, it was a big of mess. I keep on blowing account, keep on making so many mistakes. It was really difficult journey for me. So, but I didn't give up. I was just trying. So, I'm a kind of stubborn person. When I say this is what I want to do, this is what I want to become, I used to tell my friends, because being a profitable trader today, I take so many sacrifices, to be honest. I have to cut off so many things off. I have to lose so many friends. I have to put the work in place. So the start was very bad, but yes, today it's paid off. I've been seeing what I've been working for over the years. At least trading is taking care of me, paying my bills. This is the life I always dream of.
What is, like, right now that you're making some profits, with trading, you're pulling out some withdrawals. What's some of your goals that you have right now with trading?
We're talking about goals. I just set some few goals this evening. I'm in my foreign account. I think hopefully by next week I'm going to qualify for the scaling plan. So once I get to the scaling plan, my goal is try to increase a little bit my lot size. I don't show the big lot size. Try to just keep it simple. So my goals is try to make few profits. Like I said, I'm going for different challenges as well, and then I have a few different businesses I'm invested back home, which I'm trying to establish. So apart from trading, it's not going to be like I'm only dependent on trading. It's going to be like I have 2 or 3 different things working for me in my favor. So these are my goals. This is what I'm trying to work on.
So tell us, do you have a job right now, or are you trading full time?
Now I'm trading full time. I don't have a job.
Oh, so you're all in.
Yeah.
Now, what do you, people that ask you what you do for a living, what do you tell
Yeah, I tell them I'm a forex trader.
them? And, you know, obviously you're telling them you're a trader, but like, how do you go about explaining, you know, that you're trading with prop firms? What are some of the reactions that you get from this?
Yeah, like, where I stay, I have a neighbor, so he used to go to work, I think, every 7 in the morning. I got a new car, I think, 2 months ago. Then he was like, what are you doing for a living? He said, I know you go to work, you just stay indoors.
No, dude, stop. You're like reenacting the scene from Wolf of Wall Street.
He was so curious to ask him, like, what are you doing? You have a nice car, I would say he's an old man, older than me, maybe if I'm to guess, maybe he's 50, 55, but he's working every day, so he's somewhat curious, like, what are you doing for a living? So he see, like, I'm not going anywhere, I'm always in the house, so he just see me come back, so I try to explain to him this is what I'm doing for a living. So it was like, okay, I've been saying this thing for quite a long time, how did I get crypto? So I tried to give him some idea about it, so hopefully he will follow it as well. So he's trying to work on his retirement plan. So maybe trading can be one of his options as well. So his reaction was somewhat weird. So, but my friends, all of them know me. They know that this is the game, this is what I've been. I've been offered so many jobs as well. So I decided I'm not going back. I'm going to focus and put all in trading. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, I tell anyone that I talk to who is ambitious and asks me about sort of just advice and, you know, my perspective on just entrepreneurship and business and everything in general. And my advice to anyone out there is if you have some traction, meaning you're making some money with whatever skill you're trying to attain or what business you're trying to attain, you really have to go all in at some point. You really have to focus entirely on one thing. The point at which you decide to focus on one thing and to double down on whatever that thing is, that is when you're going to have exponential growth, right? That is when you're going to have results that are way bigger than you're having when you're trying to juggle 5 different things, right? So there truly is power in focusing on one thing. And I just want to say that to anybody out there, especially the people, I mean, we've had 2 people on tonight that are full-time with trading, but I know a lot of people that are trading with us right now that are maybe in school, you know, maybe they're still working a job. Like Arthur, who had gotten the 100K payout, I forgot what it was, like 120K payout. He still works like a full-time job. I forgot what his job is, but you know, there's still people doing both. But there gotta come a point when you kind of decide, you know, I'm gonna go all in, you know, on trading, on entrepreneurship, on business, and I promise you that if you truly are all in, if you truly are going to put in the work, treat this like, you know, like you would a job, even more so, give it a lot of attention, and put your passion into it, the results you're going to get are going to be mind-blowing. Like, they're going to be crazy. You know, that's the point when you can come out here and, you know, teach people whatever, actually give advice on like what you're doing, because you're all in. I mean, there's no turning back at that point. You know, you're making it happen, and those are the best results you're going to get when you're fully focused. So I commend you. You know, you're all in right now, Steven. You got a plan. You're sticking to the plan. The results are there. I mean, we can't deny Steven's results. He's getting paid out pretty much every other week. You know, granted, the payouts aren't as big as what Igor had gotten, but they're consistent, and that's really what's the most important, because the scaling plan is always there. More challenges and more accounts are always there to attain. And yeah, I really commend you, Steven, for your approach and for sticking to the plan.
Yeah, thank you so much. You know, I just try to keep it simple and then stay in the game for a long time. So in Africa, we say you eat little, so you stay for long with the food. So that is what I'm doing. I'll be going for more challenges as well. So that is my goals for this September, and then try to add to what I have. Yeah, I think that's going to keep me for a very long time. I have different pop trade I'm trading for as well, but TFT is my number one. I'm saying this not just because I'm here. I love TFT. I love everything. I love the daily drawdown. I love everything that is in place. And I follow the one you give update. Sorry, the community update. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I follow up everything. Whenever I keep on listening about the plans you have, it keep on motivating me. Keep on saying, yeah, this is what I want to be. Because not so many pop trainers out there. They don't tell you what they are doing next. They just come. So I think it's motivating. I want to keep it up with that. So it's going to be encouraging as well. So it gives me more hope. So you guys are going to be with us for a very long period of time. So I really appreciate that.
I want to just, comment on that and just say that I'm glad that you chose TFT, but I think whether you chose TFT or any prop firm, definitely the right strategy is to choose one company, one thing, one skill, one strategy to be all in on, and then get as much information out of them as you can so you fully understand whatever that thing is. I think that's definitely the right approach. I know so many people on Discord, because I'm connected with a lot of people, obviously, through Discord, that are just in like 50 Discord channels, bouncing around from Discords, bouncing around from Telegrams, Facebook groups, all this stuff. I mean, you're really just playing yourself. Go to one spot. I don't care if it's not even TFT. Go to one spot. Find people in that community that you can connect with, build relationships, with those people, with that company, with that community. You're going to get way more out of that commitment that you make to that one area than going around to 10 different things. And this principle applies to so many things in life, beyond, this, but just go, all in on one thing. And I promise you, everything that you need is going to be inside, of that community, if you choose to direct your attention there. So I have one last question. We're gonna end the AMA after this because I have to wake up super early to catch a flight tomorrow. So we're gonna end it. But I have one last question for you, Steven. What do you have to say to someone who's not in a fortunate situation right now? They're struggling. What do you say to them to help motivate them to, whether it's in trading or just, in general?
So let me say I will start with trading. If you're struggling with the trading or you're struggling with your system or strategy, one thing about trading, you need to be honest with yourself. There was a point in my life, in my trading, I came to realize what I was doing was very, very wrong. So I don't even know what I was doing. So you need to be honest with yourself. You need to sit down, reevaluate yourself, go through your system, ask yourself, what I'm doing? Is it worth it? Am I doing the right thing? So these are the questions you ask yourself. If you keep on making the same mistake, I advise you try to look for a mentor, try to look for someone that can help you. There is so many education out there. Even from TFT, the updates, you can learn so many things from there as well. So try to be honest with yourself, try to go over to see how far and how long you can take. Dedicate maybe 2 or 3 months. Because it came to a point in my life in my trading. I stopped trading totally for 6 months off when I was struggling. I focused on the education aspect. I was reading. I bought so many trading books. I was watching so many videos. You need to be honest with yourself. So just try to go over what you have been doing to see what is wrong. And then you evaluate yourself, try to get more education. And then for sure, never give up. There will be a point you come into your trading journey, you feel like giving up because of the failure, the setback. If I would have given up, I would not be maybe on this AMA today. Maybe I would have gone back to my job. Maybe I would have been doing different things. So if you know this is your dream, this is what you want to pursue, don't give up. Of course, there are going to be losses. Like I said, just trade small so you can stay in the game for a long period of time. Keep it simple. So just be consistent in whatever you're doing and then stick to what is working for you. So that is advice.
Great advice, Steven. Can't thank you enough for hopping on and for waiting your turn. You waited a little while to hop on. I'm going to send you some TFT merch in the mail because really do appreciate you sharing, more of your story. And obviously I hope that your success continues. And it seems like, it will with this strategy. And, anybody that's in the chat that wants to connect with Steven, do you have any social medias or anything where people can reach out to you?
Yeah, Instagram. You can check me on Instagram. I'm Frex. I also have a YouTube channel where I teach people for free. I normally post some trading updates in Discord as well with the trading ideas. So I normally share my weekly updates. So you can check my YouTube channel, TM Success Story Institute. I teach there for free. So I also give you some free PDF that I bought. If you're struggling with the trail, you can get them, read them. I think it's going to help as well.
Nice. Yeah. So anybody, if you want to literally get Steven's trade ideas, he's posting in the trade ideas chat. He's got a YouTube. He's on Instagram giving out free analysis. Literally one of the most consistent traders that's in the community. So definitely take advantage of that, guys. So Steven, again, thanks for hopping on. Really appreciate it. And we're going to end it off. Everybody, thank you for hopping on. Really appreciate you guys and all the support that you're giving us. TFT is obviously only continuing to grow. We're going to have another one of these probably in like 2 weeks. We'll probably try to have these every other week. So yeah, appreciate y'all. Again, Steven, wish you the best, man. And I'll talk to you guys next time.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much.
Later, everybody.